Welcome to an extended version of the Weekend Sports Buzz here on 1450 WXVW. I am Kelly Patrick alongside my main man, Mike Gandolfo, coming at you for what has turned into a 3-hour show this morning. 9 till noon we'll be on the air. How you doing this morning, Mike? All right, what do you think of this statement, Mike? The Louisville center spot is vastly underrated.
I will compare the post positions for the Louisville Cardinals, who have been underperforming, but have had a lot of guys with a lot of talent kind of coming up because they were young, to the wide receiver position at the University of Kentucky.
Oh, my God. They just killed all momentum I had here.
And basically, I think you're going to see.
What were you trying to get at, Kevin?
Nanu's going to be better. Mango's going to be better. Okay, Jalen's going to be better. Anas.
Yeah.
So the 4 and 5 position.
Well, first, Kelly, what were you trying to get at?
I think that Shinanu, Anuaku, and Mango are specific type players. They're not going to be guys who Gorgie Jang or David Padgett it up from the high post and with the passing and all that great stuff that we've come to expect from our top flight centers. But I think that Mango runs the floor extremely well, and Shinanu Anuaku is very physical, and I think that both of them, Shinanu, in my opinion, could end up playing in the NBA.
I agree.
And I think that both of them bring a lot to the table, and I think that it is certainly not a weakness for this Louisville team.
But I don't think a top 5.
He's won 5 rings.
Yeah, I understand that.
Magic Johnson had some little guy named, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on his team for many of his rings.
And then all those teams had top 3. I mean,
yeah. Who did Tim Duncan have?
Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker.
They're great players. I mean, Larry Bird had Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish.
Now, the better argument would be is Popovich. Popovich, to me, is one of the top 3 coaches of all time.
Up there with who? Red Auerbach?
And Phil Jackson.
NBA coaches, you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is in that conversation? Yeah, that's almost not debatable. Who else is in that conversation? Pat Riley? Chuck Daly, 1, 2?
I would say that both those guys had to be in that conversation. I don't know a lot of the older basketball. I mean, Hubie Brown, I think, has to be in that conversation.
Yeah, you got to put Hubie Brown in there.
No, I heard he's done for the playoffs.
I think he's out.
He's done for the playoffs. The San Antonio Spurs, the defending champions, are out against and by the hands of the Los Angeles Clippers, who everybody hates. Everybody in a similar manner to how people feel about Floyd Mayweather. Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan. Their attitude and their attitude problems that are very apparent when you watch them play have resulted in many people disliking them, but they just knocked out the defending champs. So we've got plenty to talk about. Be sure to stay tuned. We'll be back with more of the weekend. Welcome back to the Weekend Sports Buzz here on 1450 WXVW. Here on 1450, we are the only locally owned sports radio station in the city of Louisville and southern Indiana market. We join you every Sunday from 10 o'clock until noon, talking all things in the world of sports. Very significant weekend for sports as a whole, especially if you live in the Louisville, southern Indiana market. Kentucky Derby yesterday, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao fight last night, NBA playoffs in full swing, first round's in the books. Major League Baseball the season is early, but it's in effect. We're getting our teeth into what is Major League Baseball for this year. Always have college basketball and college basketball recruiting type talk to do. Oxmoor Ford Lincoln Buzzline is 502-384-1450. We're going to head to the Buzzline now, where we have our man, the Truth. How you doing this morning, Truth?
Well, first let's get about this fight. It was.
I said, other than last year and the year before, every time Rick Pitino puts a Louisville Cardinal team out there, they have a game like this. They have a midseason slump where they are very low, and people start to question not only Rick's tactical in-game coaching ability, but his recruiting. And the way that he runs the program is all of a sudden completely questioned by many legitimate people in my eyes, which is really, in my opinion, almost absurd.
Yeah, absurd.
Do you see any difference between this and every other year that happens?
And it'll be interesting to see how Cal adjusts how Cal adjusts what he does based on having the smaller backcourt players, because I think that's been a big difference for them in games. I think that's been a big difference when they've played Louisville, is the length and the size that they've had on the backcourt has been really hard for Louisville to overcome.
Across the board, the size of Kentucky since Cal has been in Lexington. If I had to describe what's called a spade, why Cal has dominated Rick so much, I would say that it's because of the size and the length advantage that Kentucky always has year in, year out against the Cards.
As far as pride and ego go, no, he wants to win.
There's no way he doesn't want to win.
No.
I think Cal's record since arriving in Lexington, I think, is now, 5-1? 5-1. Head-to-head with Rick Pitino. And, they downplay the significance. You saw that interview last year. I rewatched it yesterday with Jim Rome and Cal and Rick. And they really downplay the whole hatred between the two. But I do believe it's there. I don't think they like each other. They make it clear they don't hang out in the same circles. And within coaching, Jim Boeheim, Rick Pitino are like best friends. Why wouldn't Cal and Rick? They clearly don't like each other. So to think that Rick doesn't like the fact that Cal owns him head-to-head, I mean, it's like he's got your number. You're a boxer. You're maybe one of the greatest boxers ever. You just can't beat this one guy. There's no way that doesn't bother you. No way.